Okay, so I'm doing the elderflower and lemon cake again, and this time I'm doing it the not the reverse way, but the standard way, not reverse creamed. I'm actually going to cream up the butter with the zest of 1.5 lemons for flavor. And I have to make that fluffy. Looks good. It takes about 3 minutes to get this fluffy and light on medium high. And after 3 minutes, let's set the timer if I can. 1, 2, 3. Timer doesn't like it. It doesn't like to be touched. It's like an angry cat. Okay, so we're gonna fluff that up. I just want to show you that I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, not cake flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 3/4 tablespoon of table salt, the thin kind. That way we don't have to sieve it too hard. I have 8 eggs, but I'm using 4 of them. They have to be at room temperature. 4 of them for the batter, and 4 of them for the lemon curd. Okay, so that's 3. I just set them back here near where the heat comes up, because the oven's coming to temperature at 350 Fahrenheit. I've got 2/3 a cup of milk, 1/3 a cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice from 1 medium lemon. Let's just keep going. And I've got 2 cups. I have 2 cups of sugar, which we're going to cream into the butter. And then we're going to alternate dry and wet ingredients. This is standard cake making. All these lemons we can put aside because I'm going to make lemon curd later. So we can get that out of the way. And I'm a little hesitant to pour the lemon into the milk because I think that it might turn into a sour cream or something. Okay, hold on here. We're going to pat this down. It's fluffy. It's not that fluffy. But we're going to keep going. And we're going to add the sugar slowly. And then we'll have a few more minutes of creaming. At this point, we're not worried about gluten formation because there's no flour in there. But once we start adding the flour, we have to be very careful about how much. We just want to just mix it in. Otherwise, you won't get the fluffiness. You won't get the rise. There's some more sugar. Okay, that was 3 minutes in. Keep the baking on. And a little more, and we're gonna fluff that up. That's definitely not fluffed enough. I want to show you also that I prepared my 6-inch pans. They're high because I want this to be a tall, thin cake. And there's actually a parchment in there, and this has been buttered. And the parchment has been placed in and then buttered again. So you butter the tin, you put the parchment in, you butter the parchment. And at this time, because I've done this before, I didn't flour. I didn't bother with flouring because this cake will shrink when it cools. More sugar. And I'll get back to you when it's time to add the additional ingredients. It's actually quite quick. Just making the sponge is the easy part. Oh, and actually we're gonna add, after we add the sugar, we're gonna add the whole eggs. I can feel that they're coming, they're not really cold anymore, but they're still chilly. So it's nice and fluffy now, and all of the sugar has been combined. Are we on? Yes, we're on. Okay. And I'm gonna turn this off so I can, what you want is this very light color, much lighter than the butter by itself. And you want to get to the sides and the bottom. And then we're going to put it on low, mixing low while we do, well, let's put this here, one egg at a time. And I'm doing it in a separate, a two-stage method, because I don't want the shells to, I don't want to have to fish out any shells. Okay, so it has to be incorporated, so I turn it up a little bit. You can tell when it's incorporated when you don't see the glossy yolk running around. Okay, that's ready. And then number 2. And now it's going to slosh together in the yolk, and you'll see it coming together. This is the kind of thing you want to, the same kind of thing you're looking for when you are making pâte à choux, which is for the cream puffs, profiteroles, and so on. Okay, so that's incorporated. It's number 3. Let's get it. It's doing quite well, quite quickly. Comes together quite quickly. That's another one. Okay, so each 4 almost room temperature eggs. They weren't totally. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to alternate dry on slow. Dry, remember this is 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar. Oh no, there's no sugar. The sugar's all in there. That's 2 cups of sugar, a heaping tablespoon of baking powder, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of table salt. And you want to begin and end with the dry. And I'm just going to add the lemony part first, then the milky part. All right. Then more of this. So it's really 3 of these, 2 of these. So now we're going back in with the lemon juice. It's going to be a lemony cake, but instead of vanilla, I'm going to use elderflower cordial, just to invoke that flavor in the sponge. It will be the flavor of the buttercream, the Swiss buttercream I'm doing, and it will be and then there's of course the lemon curd and the filling. So then the dry is the last. So I did in a few smaller steps, and I'm just gonna, so I don't want to overbeat it. I want to get the sides in And I'm gonna, at this stage, get the flour going here. I don't have a small spatula. A friend suggested, I love useful gadgets, so sometimes this idea of getting a small rubber spatula like this one, it's not rubber, it's silicone, but whatever. Getting that would be a great idea. And for this kind of thing, remember, I don't want to over mix, but I want to do my cordial. And I'm gonna do and vanilla you do 2 teaspoons. But I'm doing probably gonna do 3 teaspoons. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of cordial. 1. Let's go. And maybe, well, let's do a half. So almost like 5 teaspoons, I suppose. And I'm gonna whip that into a frenzy because that will create a log. But what we are gonna do is make sure we've got it all mixed like this. And we're going to do the final mix by hand, gently. I can feel the heat coming from the oven at 350. I want to get all these good parts out. And I feel like this texture is really good. It's a really good cake texture for wet, uncooked cake batter. And put that away. Just gonna take this out, stir it up from the bottom, make sure that, because there could be some sugar undissolved, and fold it over. I can see that there is a little, and oops, I don't know. You're not supposed to lick your fingers on camera, are you? So I just want to get this mixed together, and then it's a little bit, this amount of dough would be great for 3 8-inch pans, but I have 3 6-inch pans, so that changes a little bit of what you would, a little bit of, that changes the calculus. So what I'm gonna try to do is the calculus for cooking. So the temperature is gonna be 350. That's the same. There might be, I might use less in each pan. Let's go here. Let's go, Brandon. The positive way. Okay, so this is kind of nice. So we're just gonna put a good dollop in each pan, and then we're gonna try to, oh, I just tasted some batter. You know what? You can taste the elderflower and the lemon. I hope that the elderflower does not cook off. I think I'm gonna just, put it all in. What could that do? All it would mean is maybe cooking it a bit longer and checking a bit sooner, because we're gonna have enough for, say, 8-inch cakes times 3 is 24, and we have 6-inch cakes. and that's 18. So we've got a kind of a 24% difference, or I don't know, a 20% difference. I didn't do the math. They're all going in for 35 minutes. I'll be checking them at 30. 1, 2, 3. And I'll see you then. Okay, so the lemon elderflower cakes have cooled in their pans for 10 minutes. Let's get them out to cool completely. There's one. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Huh, that's unfortunate. You know that in order to get these really tall cakes out on time, I use the recipe time as it's very hot. You can see the steam coming. I want to turn it over. Okay. I use that as a gauge, and then 5 or 10 minutes before the time, I use a skewer. These are too tall for a toothpick. I used a skewer and did the skewer test, which is an age-old method. All of our moms and grandmoms use the skewer method. When it comes out clean, you know the cake is finished. These are super hot. You can see the steam coming off. So I probably didn't, well, I cooled them down for 10 minutes in the pan, but now we're cooling them down completely. I want to turn this one over. It was out first because it's the smallest one. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to make Swiss buttercream. I have this water. It's coming to a boil, and then it will be a simmer. I have 5 egg whites. There should be no yolk in there, no oil, no water, no nothing. I'm going to use superfine sugar because that dissolves easily. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to put that down to a simmer. And I have, like I said, what am I doing? Oh, I want the superfine sugar. So I want 1 cup, like this, into the eggs. Basically, you have to cook the egg whites gently over the water until the sugar dissolves, and that's when you know that it's been cooked. But I need more sugar. I need a 1/2 cup. Oh, and I have a 1/2 cup right here. And I have a whisk. Okay, 1. That should be fine. Put that away. Superfine sugar, which is really fruit sugar. By the way, my cakes are cooling, my sponges, and they're pretty much ready. And I need my whisk. So I'm going to whisk this together and put it over the water. It's important that the water does not touch the base of this shallow pan. And I didn't bother sieving the sugar because I'm going to do an angry tort on this and just get all into it like that. Okay, and it's going to take a few minutes before the sugar dissolves, but I'm also going to put my newly cleaned mixing bowl back on, It's been cleaned and dried. You cannot make meringue if there's water, oil, grease, butter, or anything in it. And this is the base for one of the best frostings you will ever have. If you're into just lard and sugar, then you can go to the grocery. But there's no point in me doing that. So, that's known as American buttercream. Just a bunch of butter and lard and sugar. 2 ingredients blended together. Tastes terrible. Anyway, so we're going to keep doing this. And when it comes to something liquidy that you can't... No, I can still feel the sugar. Okay. And it's not particularly hot. By the way, I have 2 cups of... I have 452 grams of butter waiting, room temperature, to add to the buttercream. To add to the mixture after I whip it up a bit. All right? And before I add the butter, I'll be adding 3 more tablespoons of elderflower syrup, because this is an elderflower cake. Okay, so let's just keep going. Maybe I need to turn the heat up a bit. I don't feel, you want everything to reach the right temperature. In this case, it's 170 Fahrenheit, but I've never bothered. Who checks the temperature of their buttercream? TV hosts, that's who do. Anyway, it's actually quite easy. And I think we might have... all you need to know is you don't feel any granules. That means you've got... That means you've got a properly cooked meringue. Okay. This is watery. I gotta turn this off, and I wanna get the rest out. Okay. And if there's any grains in here, they will definitely chill out, because I'm using the fine sugar, which is also known as fruit sugar. I'm going to put on the whisk. That's going to cool it down a bit as it aerates. And I want 3 tablespoons of elderberry cordial or syrup, because that's the main flavor in this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's quite a lot. But it's... Wow, that's a nice flavor. It's floral and very... floral. I'll turn it off for a second. It's floral and... because it's made from the flowers, not the berries, it's got a kind of a hint of sourness, but it's extremely floral. So we're going to get this going. And then we're going to add the butter part by part, piece by piece. Okay, so the stage you want to get to is stiff peaks. Glossy means the sugar's incorporated. Okay, now we're going to test that out. Is it stiff peaks? Oh! I don't know how to make that stop. Okay. That's a stiff peak. Doesn't go anywhere. It's not going for a drive, is it? Anyway, so that's when you go back to low and you start adding the 2 cups of butter. This is what makes it a Swiss buttercream. Use Swiss meringue butter from, no, in my case, the Holstein region, and turn it up high, or medium, room temperature butter. And we're going to fluff this up. It's going to get higher and higher, and it's going to be the frosting for this cake. And the filling's going to be the lemon curd. So let's just keep going. No one's going to get mad at you if you turn it up. You've seen me do this before. Let's just keep going. Oops. Like I said, it was 452 grams. I actually don't know how many cups it is. Probably 2 1/4 cups, but don't quote me. I think I need to put it up higher. Throw in a few more pieces. And that's going to make a lovely light frosting with an elderflower flavor. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I've lost one. Yeah, let's see. So remember, this is a 3-layer cake, elderflower cake. I turned the top side down and put it on my turntable with sheets so I can pull them out later. And I made the elderflower buttercream, and that's going to be the entire outside. But first we need to build our cake. So we're going to make a dam around the first layer with the buttercream. And then we're going to, oh, this is going all over the place, but we're going to fill the center. This one I didn't use a tube. I just cut the center. I just cut the tube. All right. So then we're going to put that back in the upstanding glass. And we're going to put a cake here, a layer on top, top side down. And we're going to continue. We're going to make a dam for the filling. I guess I'm not pressing hard enough to make this dam, but I have lots of filling left. And then we're going to do the same again with the lemon curd. Okay, hold on. There's no tip on the lemon curd. I'm just filling it. Okay, so that means I need more lemon curd. And I'm going to add more lemon curd to my second bag here. I have enough because I use 6 egg whites in the cake and 6 egg yolks in the lemon curd. So that's the lemon curd. And we're gonna do that. Squish it down and fill this layer before we add. Oh, and that would be enough because the top layer is the final layer. Okay. So whatever we drip down here, I'll be able to remove. Here's the final layer. And then I'll probably put a very long skewer inside to keep it centered while I decorate it. Maybe 2. And then we're gonna decide on colors and decorations. But it's a sweet little summer cake, or spring cake. I don't have to remove this, but it is not frosting, it's lemon curd. And it would be easier to do the crumb coat if we don't have that. Coming out. Oh, here's some more. I think when you cut it, it's probably gonna come out, but that's okay because it's tasty. Okay, I'm a little exhausted here. I've crumb coated my cake, elderflower lemon cake, and I just used the spatula to go up, and I'll show you how I did that. You probably can't see anything, but that's not the real point. The real point is that I'm gonna decorate this differently, and I'm using the upward strokes, and I'm using the whatever comes out to make sure the bottom's coated. And I started this on the plate, but the plate's slippery, and so all my sheets of parchment kind of flew out, covered in Swiss meringue buttercream. But anyway, you can see this is very tall and handsome cake, and that's going in the fridge for 45 minutes before I move on to the final decoration. Anyway, I did the crumb coat and I added a little color, just a little, for spring. And now is the hard part, which is getting the cake free from its base. And I think it looks like spring. Kind of looks like a wedding. Remember, there's lemon curd in there. And if you're wondering what the topping is made of, I added matcha powder to my buttercream because I think it goes really well with you know, this is harder than it looks. I think it goes really well with the elderflower. Just gonna fix it up like that, and then I have a good lifter to go on the plate, the right big one. So that's all for now, folks. Thanks a lot for watching.